Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Catherine Westbrooks, and look, I cut my bangs myself. If you watched my last video, they were so long I could barely see, and I finally was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to cut them because we're gonna be in the house for another couple weeks, and I could not see literally, so I cut them myself. Hopefully you can't tell, but even if you can, I can't fix it now, so. Okay, so today's video is all about my top 5 horror stories working for Vipkid. And by horror stories, I mean things that were very challenging and unexpected that I hope never happen again to me or to you because they were not fun. So let's get into it. Okay, so my first horror story happened about 3 months into my first contract. It was a level 1 student, and I first thought something might be a little off because his whole background was all tile. Now, I don't know what all the apartments look like in China, so I assumed that it might be like a kitchen or like a dining room area, maybe like a laundry room. I don't really know what the apartments look like, so I assumed the best and thought he was maybe not in the bathroom because I couldn't see anything else in the background, so I thought, okay, maybe he's somewhere else. That's not the bathroom. But I realized he was in the bathroom a few minutes later because he did stand up. I didn't see anything, but I could tell from like the sink in the shower that he was obviously in a bathroom. He did leave the bathroom really quickly. I still didn't see anything, so I just kept on teaching, didn't see anything. I was like, okay, we're fine. He sat down, kept doing the class. Everything was going good until we got to the slide stand up. Okay, so using TPR, I stand up. What does he do? He copies me. He stands up. He has no pants, no underwear, just all natural in the camera. Full frontal, stands up, right there. I just cover my eyes and I'm like, sit down, sit down, sit down. He sits down and his face, he was like, because I think he didn't expect to be standing up in class, so he wouldn't, he didn't know that I would know he didn't have pants or underwear on. I did because he stood up. So I called the fireman right away. In hindsight, I should have just left the classroom. The fireman did tell me once he got into the classroom, I did tell him what happened as I'm trying to still teach the class. Like my face is all red, like I'm all sweaty. I'm just all in a tizzy because that never happens. I mean, that's so unexpected and so inappropriate. I just didn't know what to do. And the fireman gave me the option that I could leave the classroom if I wanted to, or I could just keep teaching the class, and then he would communicate with the parents. I just kept on teaching because at that point it had been like 2 or 3 minutes, and he was seated and everything was fine. The mom did come in a few minutes later, and she did I guess put pants on him because he put the iPad down for like a minute or two, and then he returned. So I think the fireman called the mom and told mom what happened, and then the mom brought him pants or got him dressed. So anyways, I never saw that student again. I did leave it in the feedback just what happened also, and like the fireman did also communicate with the mom as well. But I hope that never happens to you. I did not know what to do. It was shocking, and yeah, I just hope it never happens to you. That's my horror story number 1. Okay, so my second horror story for Vipkid happened about, 5 months into my first contract, and the student was a level 4 student. He was brand new to me, had not taught him before. We were about halfway through the lesson. We were on the KN slide, like the N sound, and so there was a picture of a knife, and I guess that like triggered something, I'm not sure, because he brings out this toy gun. At the time, I didn't know it was a toy gun because it looks very realistic. So he brings out this toy machine gun. Again, looks very realistic, and he's playing with it, and he's also pointing it at the camera and going ch-ch-ch and making gun noises. And I just felt very threatened and very uncomfortable by him having that in class. 1, he was not focused on like the lesson, and 2, I just felt like it was very threatening. That was right around the time that the most recent school shooting happened, and so I mean, that was just like in my mind, and it was just very unnerving and very uncomfortable for me. In hindsight now, because I did do some research, and I will link the video down below from another YouTube teacher that works for Vipkid, and she did a video on guns in class, and she talks about Chinese culture and some things in China that I didn't know, that only the military have guns in China. So to them, guns can be very realistic. Toy guns can be very realistic looking because they know that only the military has guns. I didn't know that at the time, so I didn't know if I should call the firemen or if it, if it was a real gun or not, because it looked very real. So that was just super unnerving, very uncomfortable for me. I don't know how to handle it, but I just left it in the feedback. So-and-so had a toy gun today in class. Please remind so-and-so that class time is for learning, and please leave the toys, somewhere else so we can focus on the lesson. It was something to that extent in the feedback. So didn't really know how to handle that one. That was super just uncomfortable. Okay, so number 3 is with a student that I have taught pretty consistently over the past couple months. She's always had behavior issues in the classroom. Other teachers have also reported the same things that I'm seeing. She covers the camera, doesn't want to repeat, plays with toys. She will mimic me and mock me, and she will roll her eyes at the camera. She does best when there are parents next to her, but that does not happen very often at all. Maybe like 10% of all of her classes have a parent with her. She's 9 years old, so she's more than capable of doing the classes. She just does not want to, and she shows you in class. She does not want to be there. A few weeks ago was her most difficult class. She was putting her mouth on the camera, putting her feet on the camera, covering the camera, closing the camera, walking away from the camera, not repeating. She was also pretending that her audio was not working. So I would ask her to repeat a sentence, and then she would mouth the sentence, and I could hear her whispering, and I could hear her background. So I know her audio was working completely fine, and she was just mouthing the words, and I would tell her, I can hear you, I can hear you, I can hear you whispering, and then she would go. So then she would pretend like she couldn't hear me also. So it was just like a lot of pretending, not doing the lesson, not participating, not following directions. So I tried the trick, where's mom? I had seen that in someone else's video a long time ago, that if you're having behavior issues in the classroom, that you can ask, where's mom? Where's dad? And that usually that will get them back on track. Nope, not with her. Did not work. So finally, I just had to call the firemen, and the firemen did come in the classroom. I did tell them what was going on, and I pressed the button, student behavior issue. So the fireman knew that it was something with the student. I told the fireman what was going on in the chat box. He did try calling the mom. The mom was not home, but he did talk to the mom, and he did write something in Chinese in the chat box. I don't know what it said, but she did, sit down, and she was kind of participating for the last, 3 minutes of the lesson. And I just told the fireman what happened, and I'm guessing that he communicated that to the mom because her behavior for the next class was a lot better. So something happened, and her behavior did improve greatly for the next class. So that's something that I wish I would have known when I first started teaching, was how to leave negative parent feedback. That'll actually be my next video for these situations, plus more that have happened too that are very specific, and what happened in the class, and then how I left that in the feedback. I was really nervous to leave negative parent feedback for the first, 6 months of my contract, because I was worried that me leaving feedback for the parents that was less than positive would result in them leaving me negative feedback. And so far that has not happened, knock on wood. But the parents have seemed to respond really well to the honest feedback, and the students' behavior generally does improve for the next class if I do leave that in the feedback and I'm just honest of how their behavior is in class. My number 4 happened yesterday. Again, it was a new student that I had not taught before, and we were about halfway through the lesson. It was like 12, 13 minutes, and the student was really, really sleepy, and so I was doing my best, level 1 trial energy. I was being super energetic, super, TPR, energy, props, being really energetic. And then the student still fell asleep. He fell asleep in class where, all I could see was his forehead, but I could hear him snoring. And I was saying his name, and I was saying, hello, 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 and nothing. He was completely asleep. So I didn't know what to do about that. I called firemen, but because of the coronavirus, they were very limited on firemen, and no one came to help. Finally, he did wake up towards the last 2 minutes of class, and we just, tried to finish what we could of the slides. And then he was starting to fall asleep again, but we were past 25 minutes. So I just kind of skipped the goodbye slide, and I was like, okay. I was like, great job, goodbye, see you next time. And then I just logged out of the classroom. All right, guys, number 5, and if you made it, it's well worth the wait because number 5 is the weirdest situation that has ever happened to me before. I had class with a student who I had had class with many times before. She was like one of my most regular students, and I log into the classroom, I say, "Hi, so-and-so," and I see Mom. Mom informs me that their daughter is at some kind of practice. I forgot what it was, and she forgot about class. So Mom said, "I'll take the class." Mom's English level is pretty limited, so she probably is like a level 2 as far as English speaking ability, but she's an adult, and these classes are designed for children. And so I was so caught off guard. I just said, "Okay, great." And so I taught the class to the mom. It was super weird. I had a reward system that I was supposed to be playing with the child, but I just played with the mom. We played teacher versus student, and the mom was super excited about it. And it was just super weird. I mean, it was actually kind of fun because the mom was super engaged. Like there was like no behavior issues at all because the mom was super excited. Super weird. I left feedback just like I would with a regular student. And yeah, it was super weird. So hopefully that never happens to you. Hopefully you only teach who you're supposed to teach, and that is the children and the kids for VIP Kid and not the parents, because that was super weird. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a lot more videos all about VIP Kid and online teaching, and I hope that you can check them out. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.